Venom.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Venom Vlog, and we are here with some Magic the Gathering trading cards that just came out. I went to an event this morning, and you can see that in our shorts. I kind of, cut together some footage of stuff that I shot there really quickly so you can see what the event was like. It was pretty cool. We had a great time. I went with my friend Nate, and it was kind of last minute because we found out about it kind of last minute. So it was awesome. And I think Wizards of the Coast, who threw the event together along with Disney Springs and everyone over there, they did a great job. We had fun. They kept it very organized. They limited everybody. So I'll flash up on screens like what they had to offer, but they limited everybody. So if you wanted a collector's box, let's say, there was only, I think, like 10 or 20 of them there. So the first, 24 people had their chance at getting those. Everybody else couldn't get one, but they were like $430 each box, which is killer considering that those boxes are going for like $1,000 online somewhere. Sometimes you can get them as low as like 700, but still it's if you're lucky. So that event was awesome. They had this whole line. They organized it. They got you in the shop. They told you what you could buy limit wise. So I was able to pick up one of these awesome scene boxes, which I really wanted because it creates this kind of puzzle, old school, like Spider-Man cards back in the 90s. They had some sets, one in particular, where all the cards connected. So every 9 cards made like a nice big mural in a way, like a big image. And so that's what this is. So you get a couple packs in here. You get the 6 scene cards, and you get the art cards with the easel to hold them all. So I figured we would unbox this and check them out. And then I'll do another video showing off some of the other stuff that we got at the event as well. But this one I want to make its own video on because it just looked cool to me. And this was one of the first things that I actually pre-ordered on Amazon back in, I think, March or whatever it was when they went up for pre-order. And then when I saw it at the event, I'm like, you know what? My order hasn't shipped yet, so I'll just buy it here and cancel my Amazon order. So, hopefully someone out there picked that up on Amazon for its original price. So anyway, in here, you got this cool box. Like I said, you got Venom on it. That's another reason why I had to get it and why this is officially a Venom Vlog episode. So that's everything in the box. We have here the easel. So this is what's going to hold the cards in it, obviously. But this is just really cool looking. You got the Goblin up here, Doc Ock's arms like tossing a cop car, Venom on the back of a truck, Pumpkin Bombs over here, Doc Ock, and Spidey. And I think these are 2 cards as well. I would have liked to seen villains in there, but I mean, still, that's like a weapon, and those are weapons. So that makes sense. But yeah, you can kind of put this easel together. Just pops up like that. And you can tuck each card into these spaces here to hold them up. So I'll show what that looks like at the end because we're probably mainly going to be just opening up the packs on this one. But here, look, you got these card dividers. So you got Venom and this spider token thing. So that's really cool. And then all your cards are going to be in this little box here that we're going to pull out. So yeah, awesome. And I love that image of Venom. I love that that's like a card separator thing. So just, more cool Venom stuff to have. All right, so this little box here is going to have our cards in it. It's going to have our packs and our exclusive stuff. So we'll go ahead and open all of these up, get everything out of here. Here's our 3 packs. Each pack, the normal boosters, they come with 14 cards per pack, I believe. If you are able to get a collector's booster pack or a collector box pack, those have 15 cards, and most of them, I think, are foil. So, but they do run a pretty penny. Like, I think these were $7.99 each. So we did buy some singles. They only let you have 2. So I got 2 singles at the event, and these were like $7 a piece, something like that. But then there's the collector's boxes, which are these, and these are $35 each. And that's just 1 pack in here. They do all this, packaging for 1 pack of cards. But hey, they're making you feel special because it's, this is $35 for one of these. So we got one of those. And then real quickly, I'll show off that we got the welcome packs. Nate didn't really care about some of the free stuff that he got. So he was like, hey man, if you want he got Venom, I got Spider-Gwen. He was like, I know you're a Venom guy, just keep it. I'm like, you sure you don't want to trade? He was like, nah, just keep the Venom. So we'll probably look at those in another video, along with us meeting one of the artists. And he was kind enough to sign this card. They gave out these promo cards, which is Peter Parker on one side, Amazing Spider-Man on the other. And he signed these for us. And again, Nate, I said, do you want to keep it? He's like, nope. He signed my Peter side. He signed your Spider-Man side. Keep them both. I said, all right, I will. And then he also signed one of these down here. And this is just some of his artwork printed on like a little card. There you go. Randy, I'm sorry, I called him Ryan. Gallegos, Randy Gallegos. Awesome dude. Really nice guy. And very talented. I saw there were people online that had some of his other cards from other Magic sets that he did. And I think in this one, he drew that card there, that promo card. And he also drew Aunt May and Moreland. So those are like the other 2 cards in this set drawn by him. So hopefully he gets more work because he's a very talented dude. I'd love to see his art on more cards, in the future. So here we go. We got Grasping Tentacles, Venom Deadly Devourer. We got Green Goblin Nemesis. These are all in foil. Doc Ock Evil Inventor. Sensational Spider-Man. So we have Amazing Spider-Man and Sensational. I think there's a Spectacular as well. I don't know if there's a Web of. That'd be awesome if there was. And Pumpkin Bombs. Perfect. So those are the 6. And then here are the art versions of those cards. So these will be the art series. So this is, these are numbered 1 to 6. If you buy the collector's packs, like I said, the $35 ones, these ones, some of the packs have art cards in them. And I think that's the only way to get art cards. And I want to say there's something like 54 art cards, I think, somewhere around there, that just are borderless, have nothing else on them, just show the artwork and have these white backs so that you can see the art series. So they're white on the back. So very cool. So when we get the easel, we'll put that down here. We can pop these cards into these spots. And there you have it. How awesome is that? So that's just something you can just display and have like in the background or on the shelf somewhere. That way you can still have the cards to play with in the set and use those cards in the set. But then you have this as a way to display the amazing artwork from this series. So, and it's just cool to see Magic the Gathering artists, draw Spider-Man and these characters. Like that's one of the biggest draws for me. Like, Magic is something I've dabbled in over the years. I dip in every once in a while. They had this set with like a bunch of angels in it once, like 12 years ago, way back when I was working on Soulstar. And I became friends with the guy who worked at the printing company that was printing our books. And we talked about Magic all the time, and I kind of got into it then. And then I dipped out and went back in, and I'd go back and forth on Magic. So I'm not a non-Magic fan. I'm just not as big into it. And then Blue got really into it when they added the Transformers to Brothers War, I think it was like 3 years ago. And he got into it, but mainly because of the Transformers. But for me, like I'm just always an appreciator of good art. And I've always found Magic the Gathering cards to have some of the top art in trading card history, in my opinion, with fantasy stuff and other stuff, and now them doing these extended universe stuff. So when I heard that they were doing Spider-Man, I was like, just knowing that guys and girls who draw like, dragons and knights and all these things and angels, that they're going to be, diving into the Marvel Universe and drawing Green Goblins and Lizards and Venoms and Cravens. I'm like, I have to pick these cards up when they come out, and this does not disappoint. So there's your easel with those. Here's your 6 cards for here. And then you get your 3 packs. And we are going to go ahead and open the packs because why not? Let's just go ahead and see what we're going to get in these and what we might expect in future openings, because we have other box of cards, plenty to open for a few videos now. So here we go. We got Stegron. Oh, that's cool. That's a kind of a deep cut. Not everybody knows who Stegron the Dinosaur Man is. That's awesome. So there is like on typical, I think there's like 6 or 7 commons in a pack, and then a couple uncommons, and then you have your chances at rares, mythics, and legendaries after that. I see foil cards in the back there, so we'll keep going. We got Kapow. Awesome. Swarm. Hey, that's awesome. I love this character. He's like a German scientist that evaporates and just becomes like a bunch of bees, kind of like how Sandman and Hydro Man are just like those elements. But Swarm is bees. Like he's just a group of bees that come together to form a consciousness. It's pretty neat. He's a cool character. I like Swarm a lot. Oh, that's cool. Starling, Aerial Ally. Awesome. This is, I think, the Vulture's daughter, granddaughter, something like that, maybe. Maybe I'm, correct me in the comments. I can't remember fully who Starling was. Doc Ock's Henchman. That's cool. That's a cool card. Oscorp Research Team. Sweet. And again, just seeing that kind of artwork I just love it, man. I know there's some cards in here that are kind of memeable. So, there's a lot of comments about like the bagel and the schmear. I saw like something about that. And and Oscorp as a building, but yeah, it's part of the world of Spider-Man, I guess. The bagel, that kind of creates the spot in a way. That guy, he gets hit in the head with the bagel with the cream cheese on it in Spider-Verse, so maybe that's why it has its own card. I have no idea. Spectacular Tactics, that's cool. Shot of Spidey there. Ooh, Secret Identity. So this is cool. So like I said, I've dipped in and out of Magic over the years. I do know about this card though. This card is an homage, actually. There was a card called Unmasked that came out a while ago, and the art is very similar. It's someone standing like this and something on each, like plants or something, like creating something on each side of their head. So to have that as like an homage, that's kind of neat, because that's a Spider-Man image, but deep cutting a Magic reference, visual reference. And that could be a cool cover to a comic book. I mean, that's just a neat image there. So that's cool that we got that. That's neat. Spider UK. Okay, awesome. Oh, that's a legendary creature card. So that's cool. That's a good one to get. So we could play as him. That's neat. So Spider UK. And look at that. We got Spider, piloted by Penny Parker. Really cool. I love that artwork. That is sick. That is really sick. I like that. Tony Infante is the artist on this. I love that they credit the artists. Like, Magic's really good at doing that. I love that. We have a borderless card here. What is this? Oh, no way! We got a borderless Spectacular Spider-Man. That is so cool. I think this is a pretty good card. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know Spectacular because we got Amazing and we got the Sensational in the box earlier, the ESO one. But like, I think this is a good card. I saw people freaking out about this and talking about it in line today. So they were like, I hope we get Spectacular Spider-Man. I guess there's versions of him in different costumes, but dude, we got classic Spidey and it's borderless. I know it's not foil or anything, but I think that's still a good card. So you let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm going to keep it for sure. It's a good card, but yeah, it's not for sale. If anyone's asking if it's a big card, it's not for sale, I don't think, because I want to try to complete the set of 180 cards. So all right, who else we got? We got Merciless Enforcers. So there's our foil card. Oh, we got some of the planes. So here's a land card, and it's got like a shot of New York with the plane symbol over it, made in webbing. And I think some of these cards, and it might be this one too, I maybe just can't see it, but Spider-Man is like in the background, like swinging or something in like a lot of these shots. So that's kind of cool. I mean, that's a really cool looking land card there. And then we got a token card, Treasure. So awesome. Now I'd say that was a good first pack. I know a lot of people that are also, besides Spectacular Spider-Man, there's like an Eddie Brock Venom card that on one side has the cover from Lethal Protector #1. So I know that's a big deal. Well, that's cool. Food. Yeah, I'm hungry right now, so maybe. Oh, this feels thicker than the other ones, than that first pack did. But anyway, so like that's, I don't know. There's like an Eddie Brock that people were freaking out about. They were talking about in line, and then a Thanos Infinity Stone card, which apparently you can only get in the collectors. You can get like a regular Infinity Stone in the regular packs like these, but in the collectors ones, that's the only place for the Thanos version, I guess, and that's pretty rare. So Doc Ock, that's cool. We got Doc Ock, awesome. We got Taxi Driver, great movie. If you haven't seen that, that's cool. Again, a staple of the Spider-Man world. Subway Train, same thing. Probably a boring card to someone who's used to seeing mythical creatures and stuff. I get it. But for, to see parts of the Spider-Man world brought in, yeah, Subway Train's not exciting, but, it is part of his world. So I get it. I get why it's here. So we got a regular version of that Enforcers card. That's cool because that's a Fancy Dan and all those guys. That's cool. That's another kind of obscure reference. Unless you've seen the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, because they turned those guys in that show, I think, into the Rhino and Shocker and stuff. So pretty neat. Different version of the characters, obviously. But Spectacular Tactics, Pumpkin Bombardment. I love that. I love seeing Green Goblin and Hobgoblin stuff. Scout the City. That's cool. Shot of Miles there. Hey, Flash Thompson, Spider Fan. That's cool. Not Spider-Man, Spider Fan. That's really neat. Although he does become Agent Venom, which is stellar. I loved him as Agent Venom. Probably the only person other than Eddie Brock that I liked wearing the costume. Matt Gargan, it was fine for what it was, but I didn't love. I was like, I can't. When this ends, I'll be fine when it ends. And it went to Flash after that, and I love that run. Ooh, Vulture, dude, we're getting some cool bad guys here too. We got Doc Ock, we got Vulture. That's cool. Prison Break. You got to have one of those in a Spider-Man story. So that's cool. Ooh, what is that? Mystic Confluence. That's the black costume, though. And that's like a full art card. There's no, oops. There's no back to it, but that's neat looking. I love that artwork. I mean, that's the cover of Secret Wars, I think issue 8 or something, right? The first appearance of the black costume. Not technically. I think it showed up in a Spider-Man comic kind of first because of delays on the issues coming out on time. But still, really cool. Black costume, Mike Zeck artwork. Very cool. I love that. That's cool. Mystic Confluence. Is that a good card? Let me know. It looks cool. It's definitely going in the binder. Shadow of the Goblin. That's a great one. Wow. Unreliable Visions. At the beginning of your first main phase, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. All right. Undying Vengeance. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. It's time, Harry. Take the mask and avenge me. Oh, so that's a Harry Osborn card. That's sick. Okay, I'm into that. That's cool. I like that. Ooh, Sun Spider. Nimble Weber. I don't know who that is. I got a foil version of it. That's really cool. And oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this card real quick. That's cool. The Sun Spider. Interesting. I don't know who that is. That's neat though. From the Spider-Verse, I'm sure. Ominous Sun. This is Ravencroft. Look, there's a quote here. We believe each patient has their own unique path to healing. Dr. Ashley Kafka, Ravencroft Institute. So awesome. We've talked about that place so many times here on the Venom vlog. So that is great. And then we got a Spider Slayer robot looking thing and food on the back for our token card. Sick. So we got 1 pack left, man. I got to say, like, I think we did pretty good on those 2 packs. That's awesome. I'm very happy with what the cards I've seen in there so far. Not a ton of Venom stuff though yet, but I heard he makes a mark in this series. So like if you find the Eddie Brock or Venom cards, they're apparently really cool looking. So I hope we find some. Amazing Acrobatics. That's cool. Spider-Gwen card. Hey, and then look, we got Spider-Gwen. That's awesome. Sweet. We got Reach. Whenever Spider-Gwen becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Love that. She's part of the red deck too. That's neat. Cool. Guy in the Chair. That's awesome. We got a Ned card there. That's neat. Good old Ned. Hey, there. Just speaking of the guy, look at that. Venom's Hunger. That is great. I love the artwork there by Dave DeVries. Like, oh, that's cool. I think I've seen his name before on other stuff. I think Magic cards for sure. That's awesome. Venom's Hunger. Well, you know, it's hard to, you know, feed that. I mean, you need like chocolate or lobsters or, you know, chickens, people. You need a lot of stuff. So that's a cool card. Another Starling. Awesome. Another Pumpkin Bombardment. Scout. Repeat. Living Brain. Whoa, that's another deep cut character. This was cutting edge when I was a kid. Spider-Man, Peter Parker. That's funny. Yeah, Living Brain. That's funny. Hey, look at that. Another Venom. Alien Symbiosis. Dude, I'm into that. That's a great image. Sick. That's really cool. Shriek. Ooh, so we got Carnage's gal pal. That's cool there. She's awesome. She made her appearance in the Let There Be Carnage movie that we talked about plenty of times on this channel. Cool. Shriek. Hey, we got the Spider-Mobile or the Spider Buggy. That is so cool. I love that. That's awesome. Big fan of that car. I think the Spider-Man, we're still building that Lego set of the Daily Bugle. And that came, I think, with the taxi cab, which I was like, okay, I get it. That's New York, you know, and Spider-Man, like, okay, taxi. But I wish it came with a Spider Buggy. But I think they probably sell that separately, so that's fine. Dude, Symbiote. So we got Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Sensational Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man now. That is awesome, and I love that. And this is Paulo Rivera, who is a Marvel artist, but doing, you know, work here as a Magic on these cards too, and has that style that translates well to Magic. I think Paulo has done stuff before for Magic, but this is a great fit because I love the stuff he's done in Marvel with Spider-Man too. So that's cool. Selfless Police Captain. We got Captain Stacy there, George Stacy. Cool. University Campus. Okay, looks like we're going to school. That's a land. Awesome. And then Human Citizen for our token. Oh, and it has copy on. Oh, look at that. It's 2 Spideys pointing at each other. That's great. All right, so that makes for, I think, a good first video to introduce us to this Magic the Gathering Spider-Man, whole thing that we're going to be doing for the next couple of episodes and some of our shorts. There's going to be a lot of shorts coming up. We have a booster box coming in, has 30 packs in it. We're going to open one pack and make like 30 different shorts, YouTube shorts. So there's going to be a lot of Venom Vlog shorts coming at you once that box comes in the mail. I could have bought one today, but I couldn't cancel that order. It had already shipped. So we'll probably get that next week. So, all of this stuff will start posting soon, some of it, and then the rest is going to be going up in October. You'll be getting flooded with Venom Vlog stuff in October. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know down below. Did you pick up any of the Magic Spider-Man cards? Did you get any super cool hits? Did I get any super cool hits that I didn't even recognize or notice that are cool hits? Let me know down below, and we'll keep talking down there. Thanks for watching the show. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in the future. Peace.